Are male and female brains really different? We are all aware of some basic differences like hormones or reproductive systems, which obviously affect how our neurons are structured in the central nervous system. But there are currently a lot of studies that show that we have actually differences in the pathways not related to the biological functions above. And what exactly does that mean? When scientists look at male and female brains, they do see certain structural differences. For example, some studies report that on average, certain regions like the amygdala, linked to processing emotions, or the hippocampus, key to memory, might vary slightly in size between males and females. But before we jump to conclusions, it's essential to know that these differences are usually quite small and don't necessarily translate to behavior or ability. What's fascinating is that our brains are incredibly adaptable. So while there might be some baseline differences at birth, how we experience the world, through things like social expectations, education, and cultural norms, actively shapes and rewires our brains over time. This concept is called neuroplasticity, and it means that our brains are constantly reorganizing themselves based on what we learn, what we're exposed to, and the challenges we face. But here's the tricky part. Social roles and expectations often differ greatly for males and females from a young age. Toys, activities, even the ways people speak to children often vary based on gender. These experiences reinforce certain behaviors and ways of thinking, which in turn can shape how our brains develop. So, when research finds that certain traits, like empathy or aggression, show up differently across genders, we have to ask ourselves, is that difference truly rooted in biology? Or is it a reflection of societal influence? And when someone says that this specific person has to act in a certain way because it's their nature as a woman or a man, that may be not true.